Everyone, it's Lisa Hawkins with Consciously Awake Counseling, and I want to talk a little bit about conscious coupling, what conscious couples do, how they work through their issues, and how they put the relationship second and their personal growth first. And this is how we, as a conscious couple, work through the difficult times, knowing that at any moment we could possibly grow apart and being open to that. And so, how not hanging on to a relationship, not clinging to the fact that you have to keep it, knowing that self love is more important and self growth is more important, uh, opens up the relationship to better thrive. And so, you don't have fear of the relationship falling apart. And so, by not having that fear of a relationship falling apart, you feel more empowered and confident in working through the hard stuff. And the hard stuff comes whether you're in a conscious relationship or an unconscious relationship. So, it's just about how you handle the situations that come up in life. Uh, and they will. Challenges are going to arise. It's about taking the time to work through them thoroughly and supporting each other and loving each other, knowing that you will love the person whether the relationship works or not. And this is part of what I help people with on a daily basis is how to be in a relationship where we put our personal growth as the top priority. And it doesn't mean that we don't have hopes and dreams about how the relationship will unfold and that we will be with this person for however many years and that we can possibly even grow old together because you do, but you just don't hold on to that and knowing that at any point uh, your journey together could be over. And so it's about letting go of that need, the neediness, the clinginess of it working out and how you work through the issues that come up with each person understanding that they have their own part to work through and each person takes that seriously. And then at times that means you may have to be apart for a day or two and look through what happened and come to terms with it and look at your own part of that and then go back and discuss it later. And it's about both people taking responsibility. It doesn't mean that the other person didn't do something that was unkind to you. It just means that you don't project your emotional response out onto that person in that moment and that you take time to think about it. It doesn't ever mean that you're going to be perfect at that either, because there's going to be times when our emotions get the best of us. And what happens is we go do our work, we find what we need to do our work on. Um, and then we go back and we can authentically apologize. I wasn't in this space the other day when I said this, and I apologize. Um, and I'm working on it. I try to always remember that the word never is really a difficult word to keep in relationships. I will never leave you. I will never be hurtful to you. I will never any of the situations that we find that we can promise someone that we'll never do that. And because I found in life that the word never is usually going to bring the situation to a point where you have to look at it. And I don't know, for some people, that means that that opportunity actually happens. And we get to see how we just can't ever know that we will never do something. It's an opportunity for us to just say, it is my intent to never hurt you, but I will look at my share of what I have done and I will talk to you about it in a calm, loving way, and I will take responsibility for my share. Um, and this works better than the word never hanging over us, always weighing down on us. That would be like living in a situation where you're walking on eggshells. What you can do is notice when an opportunity might be showing up. For instance, let's say cheating, which shows up very often in relationships, and you can notice, wow, I'm having these feelings and these desires to be with this other person, and I am in committed monogamous relationship, and I need to talk to my partner about it. And as difficult as that may be, it's far better to discuss it beforehand than it is after the fact. And just say, I'm found having these feelings and these desires, and I'm not quite sure what I want to do with them, but I just wanted to let you know that what's happening with me, and that I don't want to do anything behind your back to break our commitment to each other. And sometimes that works, and other times it doesn't. And so there's just never really ever a black and white situation where we can always know what's going to show up and how we're going to respond. But what we do know is if we're committed to ourselves and our personal growth, that we will handle it the best that we can. We will look at it and take responsibility for our share. And that goes a long way in cultivating a trust and a bond with a couple that has the potential to last for a long time. Whereas when we lie or we divert our attention by way of vices or any other numerous things that we can do to avoid, we're setting up a situation where the foundation of the relationship is going to be unsteady. And so that's why I use the word conscious couples, the conscious coupling. So we have a commitment within ourselves to do our very best and to be authentic, the best that we can, and show up fully when we can. We might not always be able to show up fully. There's going to be times when life has thrown too many things at us and we are going to have a step back. And then we just pick ourselves back up and we look at it and we grow and heal and we move forward. Anyway, I hope that that information will give you a little bit of an idea of what conscious coupling is. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments section, and I will do my best to answer them. And I look forward to our next video. Thank you.